Well, I'm back. Good afternoon. Right. This morning we were looking at this MC16 and seeing what the problem was with the exhaust. But now I'm back on the HD3 Kawasaki racer. Now, yesterday I got this little bracket tacked on. It's not fully welded, but when I get this frame on the bench, I'll grind all these welds up and I'll weld all these properly and get it all painted. But they're just tacked on for now while I get organised. Right, today, now what I'm looking at, this is the seat I'm going to use, and it's going to go on top there, like so, like that with them black lines. And it's going to, that piece there is where my new bracket is, so that there is good. So I'm happy with that, and that's fairly strong. But the back of the seat's quite loose, and I want to try and tie these two frame rails together. I don't like it open at the back like that. So what we're going to do, this frame at the moment, the OD of these tubes, let me get my vernier and my glasses right, zero it in, right, here we go. The OD is 21mm of that tube. The ID is bent, it's been squished and squashed at this end. But the ID, let's say it's 16mm. So what I want to do, this is just a rough template from a bit of wire. I want to make a loop that I can weld onto the back there, like so. Which will support the back of this seat, because if I make it out of tube like so, I can make a little bracket at the back here that bolts through the back, so that there will fasten to that. So what are we going to do? So what I've bought, what I've had delivered, this stainless steel tube here, this stainless tube. It's 16mm OD, which is roughly, it'll nearly go inside this tube here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my rotary burr out later. I'm going to grind the inside of this tube so this tube will fit inside it at both sides. But this is stainless tube and it's very difficult to bend. If I try bending it with my hydraulic bender, it'll put a big crease in it. And I don't want that, a big crease in it. I want it to be nice and smooth without any creases. Now this is 16mm OD, 1.5, I think it's 1.5, let me just check. Yeah, 1.5 wall thickness. So what I need to do, that diameter there, it would help if I had a rule or something that would measure it, wouldn't it? I had a ruler here a minute ago. Let's see where I find a rule. It's a ruler as well. Because when people say it's a ruler, it's not true. Because rulers rule countries. R-U-L-E is rule. But we can't find one. Let me see. Let's look at the tape measure while I find the rule. You know, 5 minutes ago, I had a rule in my hand. I turned the video on, and all of a sudden it's disappeared. How does that work? I think the spare is in my garage. Can't see it anywhere. Anyhow, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we're doing at the minute. No, it's disappeared. Anyhow, let's get back to the job in hand. The distance between these two centres, I can see the tape measure, be good. Let's just get a measurement on here. That's 100. 60. 166. Is that what that is about, roughly? Nowhere near that, Stuart. That's why this is all bent out of shape, that's why. Let's measure across there, see what we're doing here. So the centre distance, roughly, is 166 millimetres. So, I need to bend this somehow, the same radius as that, 176 half circle, like that. Now, it's going to go in here and be a nice curve. This is the theory behind it, by the way, it might not have happened. So, I can't do it hydraulically, but I've come up with a cunning plan, and what we're going to do is this. Later today, folks, I have in my possession 3 pieces of 3/4 plywood. So, one of these pieces of plywood, I'm going to mark out a half circle, the same radius as this, 176. In fact, I'll probably make it a little bit smaller, like 168, because this stainless pipe will spring. And if I try and do it the same size, when I take it off the former, it'll be too big. So, the cunning plan, as we say today now, I'm going to cut this, let's say 176, same as that. A radius, 176, like that. I'm then going to fasten, you can bear with me, just imagine, hang on a minute, all fingers and thumbs in, like that. So, I'm going to make it, this inner piece, will be a radius. Let me just try and show you what I'm trying to do here. It's not cut yet, but you'll get the idea. Like that. So my pipe, this pipe I've got, I'll fit it in between these 3 like so. Like that. Now, the middle piece will be radiused at 176. Yeah? So all I've got to do, I'll tell you all I've got to do, it's not a 5-minute job. I'm going to cut this out as a radius. Then I'll put in here, in the middle, with an overlap so the pipe can sit on top of the radius. I will then get wood glue and glue that together in clamps so it'll stay where it is. like so. I'll then get some coach bolts. I'll drill through this, put coach bolts in to make it one solid piece. Right? Once it's one solid piece, and I've got the correct radius on the inside, I can put this in the vise, like so. If you just imagine it's in the vise, like so. And I put the tube in, like that. But this tube will be set so the top of the tube is more or less, well, not more or less, but is on the same plane as the edge, like so. I will then put a steel clamp over the bottom of it to clamp it in position. Once that's clamped in position, and this is all in the vise, I can pull this over the radius and hopefully form the right radius. So stay with me and keep watching, because that's what I'm going to try and do today. I need to go to the shop and buy some wood glue and some coach bolts. But according to me and according to everybody else, this is a good way of making a former that'll work. This stainless steel work hardens a little bit, so I'll have to be careful when I'm doing it. I can't heat it up neither, that'll ruin it. So stay with me, and once I get this tube bent, the same radius as I want here, I can braze some brackets on it to hold the back seat, and then I'm going to, it's because it's stainless steel, I'm not welding it to it. This is mild steel, this is stainless. So I've got some silicon bronze brazing rods, and I'm going to use my gas welding equipment and braze it onto here, and it'll be a really good job. So stay with me. I think you'll find it interesting. I say I'm not the best person in the world, but I have a lot of ideas. So stay with me, keep watching, keep subscribing. Hi Rich in America, are you out of bed yet? Keep watching kids. Take care, see you later, bye bye.